एक के साथ एक free. You've heard that often enough. Buy two, get three free. You've heard that too. But last year, when I was out in a mall shopping with my wife for Diwali, I saw a popular shirt brand saying, buy five, get seven free. Can you beat that? And this was before the pandemic. I bet when we go to malls to shop this Diwali after the pandemic, shops are going to say, हमारी दुकान की तरफ देखिए and take it away. We won't charge you anything. I've jumped onto the bandwagon today and I am going to be giving you 180 का सिर्फ 5 में. No, I'm not giving away shirts. And after all, what shirt costs 180 rupees? I am going to give you some bit of information which I gleaned from a 180-minute webinar within the next 4.5 minutes. And I'm going to be talking of appearing in Zoom meetings and making videos. The information that is required for it is so very basic and so very common sense that I think it is something that should instinctively come to all of us. But whenever we are faced with a new medium or a new method of expression, very often we forget the basics and we make certain rudimentary mistakes which messes up the whole thing. But before I begin to talk about the making of videos, let me stress the commonality of a video presentation with an actual speech. The two are in no way different. Whether you are making a speech on a video which you intend to put up on YouTube, or whether you are addressing 1,000 people or 500 people or 10 people sitting in front of you, you've got to have a good speech. You've got to use tonal variations. You've got to use body language. And you've got to have your content which is organized in terms of a hook, main body, and a strong conclusion. You cannot ever forget that. Let me now get down to those common sense tips. First, have adequate lighting. Goes without saying, particularly if you are shooting outside in the open, make sure that you are not shooting at peak daylight hours, but you are either shooting early in the morning when the sun is about to rise or when the sun is about to set. That gives you a kind of diffused lighting which ensures that the video is glare free. Even when ensuring adequate lighting at home, make sure that you are standing at a spot where the light actually comes from both the directions so that the face is framed properly. These are basic precautions. You also get equipment with built-in lighting built into them. I have one such and I'll show you a picture right now. Two, when you're framing yourself in the picture, make sure that at least half your body, the upper half of the body, is completely visible to somebody watching your video. This is because when your upper half is visible, you are actually able to use your gestures better. If, for instance, you are framed here, then what you are doing with your hands, more often than not, get below the camera level. So your gestures are totally wasted and the emphasis that you can bring to bear upon what you are saying because of the way you move your hands is completely lost. Frame yourself in such a way that your upper body is visible and also that the empty space above your head is not excessive. Very often you find that people are framed here. This much of them is visible and the rest of it is empty space. Not only are they losing the advantage of having their whole torso visible, but they are also creating a mismatch in terms of drawing attention away from themselves onto what is above and what is on the sides. 3. Do you use a portrait mode? Do you use the landscape mode? It's your choice. I prefer to use the portrait mode in a 1:1 resolution because when you are doing that, you get the space on the left and the space on the right being absolutely equal. And when you move your hands, very often they do not actually go out of the frame. If you are using, say, the landscape mode, yes, you'll have more space on both sides to make rather large hand movements. But you will lose the advantage of being in the center stage of things. You'll have too many things on the side to which attention can be drawn. Let the area behind your head be absolutely plain. This is important so that attention, your face stands out and attention is not drawn away to the things behind you. For instance, if I had been slightly to the right and taken that bookcase into focus, then the light falling on the glass of the bookcase would have formed a kind of halo around me. And unless I was planning to make a Saint Nilesh here kind of film, there's absolutely no need for that. When you are against a plain background, your face stands out, it registers, draws attention, and every expression that you bring to bear on your face is clearly communicated to the listener. Let the camera be at level with your face. It is very often you find that the camera is placed on a table at an angle which is slightly turned like this, and it kind of looks up at you. I attended a beautiful Zoom music concert the other day in which one of the singers, who was also a close friend of mine, sang beautifully. But what I remember from the concert is looking up her nostrils. Who wants to do that? So keep the camera at level with your face. The equipment I showed you before ensures that you are able to do that. It is not very costly. It costs just a couple of ₹100, maybe 15 or 1600 rupees. If you are making videos regularly, it is important to have it. Otherwise, you can even use books, a table placed on top of a table with books placed on top of that. Whatever you do, ensure the camera is more or less level with your body, say at about this level, so that you come across straight and not slanted like this. That creates a very awkward kind of situation. Follow these basic principles, use a good camera, and you are going to come out with a superb video which is really going to make an impact. Keep coming back to us for tips on effective speaking every Saturday on Pack Up and Saturday. And remember to
join the Street to Change family.